Move to Nkandla now, and it seems there have been some movements, some developments, and I'm joined now by senior reporter Siphamandla Goge. Siphamandla, you clearly have moved positions. Tell us exactly why and what you are hearing about what is happening at this hour.
We have moved from former President Jabob Zuma's main house. We were outside the gate. We are now a kilometer away from his house. Behind me is a satellite police station, not very far from where the former president resides. Bheki Cele will show you what is happening in the background. There were more members of the tactical response team of the police here and public order policing members. I've spotted many of them from Ulundi, which is in northern KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, of course, as well as Mpangeni, which is well resourced in terms of public order policing, as well as tactical response team. So that is what has been happening for now, as we understand that a convoy of police cars, which we spotted earlier on in Eshowe, which is about an hour or 45 minutes away to former President Jabob Zuma's home, there were more police cars that joined that gathering. We understand that there could be some movement. All of this is happening at the time whereby police are running out of time to meet the midnight deadline here to effect the arrest of the former president. You know, when that judgment was handed down by Justice Siphamandla, Police Minister General Bheki Cele, as well as National Police Commissioner General Nkandla, were given 3 days after the expiry of the 5 calendar days that were allocated to the former president to hand himself over to the nearest police station. We know that he lodged an application to the Constitutional Court to have that judgment rescinded. So we've been spotting a number of police officers driving up and down near the former president's home, doing what they call risk assessment here. We understand that an operation has been planned. It's just waiting to be executed. There were also reports about the whereabouts of the police minister himself, General Bheki Cele. Earlier on, he was in Durban. There were reports that he has moved to the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal, with some reports suggesting that he may be somewhere in Eshowe, which is just 45 minutes to an hour to former President Jabob Zuma's home. So police have been planning this operation, and it seems as if it's only a matter of time before they execute it. Outside former President Jabob Zuma's home, you've got members purporting to be belonging to the now disbanded MKMVA. They are guarding the house and the home of former President Jabob Zuma. Of course, there are his supporters who are making calls, trying to coordinate more supporters to come and show support here. We understand that the former president is at home.
All right. In our 5 o'clock news, we headlined that police have apparently been turned away from the gates of Nkandla. Tell us about that.
It was just one police vehicle there with about 6 members that were on patrol route. You know, one police officer from that car told me later on that they were actually doing what they call a risk assessment. They were trying to patrol information and intelligence gathering, basically trying to assess the situation outside the former president's gate. So that car was turned away by those who say they are MKMVA members. They did not allow the car to go in. But remember, it's not something new that the police vehicle will go inside former President Jabob Zuma's home. In fact, it's not a story, because the former president is looked after by members of the SAPS. They are taking turns in looking after him. So now and again we'll have police vehicles going inside there, either to relieve their colleagues or to do whatever, because the former president's security is the responsibility of the state, and there are police officers stationed inside his own home. So it's not something new that a police vehicle will enter the former president's home. It happens every day, almost hourly. There are those routine patrols that happen now and again. So those police officers said, despite the fact that they are on routine patrols, but they were just trying to assess the situation. That was not the only vehicle that we have spotted. Almost every other 10 minutes you will spot a police vehicle driving up and down there to monitor and assess the situation surrounding the former president's home.
Yeah. So you're 1 kilometer away at a satellite police station. Is this where the former president, if he's going to arrive before midnight, will go to?
I doubt. It's a very small satellite police station. Bongamkize will show you again. It's a very small satellite police station. If that happens, it will just be for processing so that they just record him and process him. But I doubt he will be taken here. But it is a satellite police station, so it is capable of processing him. But look at it, it's very small, and I doubt it's got capacity to handle a high-profile inmate. So the nearest one is in Nkandla town, which is about 30 to 45 minutes away. So we do not know where he will be taken to, but we know from a tweet by his daughter, that is Duduzile, immediately after the Concord judgment, Duduzile said they've decided to take the route of going closer to home, to Nkandla. So the likelihood is that from here he could be taken to Nkandla police station or Melmoth, which is closer. Showe too is closer and it's got capacity. And I guess that's the discretion of the police, having assessed the situation and capacity and resources that they need. But for now, we only know that we've been told by our sources that their priority is to effect this arrest because there is no order suspending the Constitutional Court judgment and instruction to the police minister and national commissioner that they must arrest the former president.
Siphamandla, you've been covering the story for days now. You know the area and you know the people of the area and you know the sentiments on the ground. What is your sense of how the next few hours are going to play out? Do you think that we could see sort of a fanfare as he exits, or do you think that it's actually going to be done quite quickly, quite effectively, without much fuss?
Police want it to be done quite quickly, quite effectively, and it seems as if they might be able to achieve that, basing that observation on the fact that there are not too many supporters of former President Jacob Zuma outside his home. So based on the number of police cars that we have seen and based on what our sources have been telling us about this deployment, I can tell you that more than 150 police officers will be involved in this operation. I understand that from my sources. So it looks like police have done all they could to ensure that their operation is executed smoothly. Whether that will happen or not, you can never predict with such instances. Remember, this will be for the first time in South Africa a former head of state is arrested. They don't know what to expect. The former president, when he was addressing his supporters, I think on Sunday, thanked them for protecting him. He made a very coded speech there in isiZulu saying, well, he was wondering what will happen when police come to arrest him, saying, you know, he will be scraffling with the police at the gate who come to arrest him. Now, with the presence of his supporters, he wondered how police were going to go past his supporters. So today, there are no supporters of former President Jacob Zuma outside the gate. We have not spotted them. Only few people purporting to be members of MVA. As to how this will play out, I guess we can only judge once the operation is in motion. But for now, police have done all they could to ensure that, according to what our sources are telling us, that they avoid whatever confrontation and any tension that might escalate here.
All right. Well, Siphamandla Goge, thank you so much for that update. 1 kilometre away from Nkandla at a satellite police station. And I note a tweet that's come through from the Zuma Foundation in the past half an hour saying, "Dear people of South Africa and the world, the Foundation is very concerned about unfolding developments and monitoring the situation very closely. The lawyers of our patron, President Zuma, are in touch with the relevant authorities. The Foundation will soon advise the way forward." So we'll keep an eye on all those bits of information coming through to us this evening. And of course, we'll be speaking to Siphamandla through the evening, as well as journalists dotted around the province in KwaZulu-Natal.